Hey y'all, how are you? I am Andrea, and most of my life unfolds over on Instagram, over on a channel, or it's called Everyday Oilin', and it's all about essential oils and chemical-free living, but it's also all about our IVF journey in order to get to the current bundle of joy that we are about to have. I am currently 35 weeks pregnant with our little IVF baby. So this is our first viable pregnancy. We have had 4 pregnancies prior to this, 1 ectopic and the 3 miscarriages. And we decided to do IVF for the very first time this year at the beginning of 2018. And we are expecting this little baby to come in November. So I follow some forums on Facebook, some Facebook groups, and I was very shocked to hear some of the comments that the gals were making about their journeys once they left the IVF clinics and went back to their OBGYN. And I thought, you know what? I should just share with everybody what I did. By the way, I have 3 dogs. That would be Toby, who's a silky-haired terrier, and then Tess, who's a German Shorthair, and Tally, who is a Vizsla. So if you hear a bunch of barking or running around in the background, that's who it is. In fact, here comes Tally. This is Tally Ho. And here comes Tessie. This is Tessie. So, okay, go. Toby, stop it. Okay, this is Tessie. Stay. So I decided I should probably share with you guys what I did because I feel like I took a different approach. Toby, please stop barking. With my prenatal appointments than most people did. So once I was let go from the IVF clinic and transferred to my OBGYN, that happened at 10 weeks. And as soon as I found out I was pregnant, as soon as the fertility clinic confirmed that I was pregnant, I immediately decided to interview 3 doctors. Now, disclaimer, I know not everyone can interview doctors or do the co-pays, or even insurances won't cover you to go see 3 OBGYNs. I understand that. Fortunately for us, we had already met our deductible because we were IVF people. We already met our deductible, and I didn't have to pay too terribly much because when I called, I said, I want to book a consultation with this doctor to see if we're going to be a good fit. 2 of them had me fill out new patient paperwork. 1 of them did not. They charged me a small fee for seeing the doctor for a consultation, which was different than being seen for an actual appointment. So if you're going to do what I did, make sure you specify that this is just a consultation and not an actual prenatal appointment. So I interviewed these 3 doctors. I had some criteria that was very important to me and was non-negotiable. And this is where I always think, this is where I'm thrown off by what people are writing in our groups. And the first thing, no ma'am, not your chair. The first thing that was non-negotiable for me was that I wanted to be seen every 2 weeks up to 15 weeks. Once I hit 15 weeks, I was fine to move on to the once a month appointments. After that, I also wanted an ultrasound every single time that I went in up until we hit a certain point. I think it was about 20 weeks, maybe 20 weeks we went once a month, and we stopped doing ultrasounds every single time. And I wanted to make sure that when I asked for an ultrasound, whether I was scheduled for it or not, if there was time, that he would give me one. And the reason for this is because if you've ever lost a child or a pregnancy, or you're an IVF person, especially during IVF, you're heavily monitored all the time. Like through the whole process, you're monitored like crazy. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, you're pregnant. All right, here we go. We'll see you in 4 weeks. And oh, you're not going to get a ultrasound this time. You'll get an ultrasound like every 8 weeks. And it's like, no. You can't take someone who's been monitored forever for like crazy for weeks and then just drop it. And then the other thing that I needed it for my own peace of mind. This was my first pregnancy that was potentially viable. And I needed it. I needed it for my peace of mind. So I had to find a doctor that was non-negotiable, like they were on board with. 2 of them were not on board with that plan and told me no. The one of them was, and that person is currently my doctor today. He was very understanding with our journey to become parents, our IVF journey, and went completely out of his way to make sure that whatever I needed, within his realm of being right and safe, that he would do. And I just want to remind you guys that, this is your journey. It's your pregnancy. If you have the ability to find a doctor who will work with you, please go find a doctor that will work with you. If you're not happy with your current OBGYN, then switch. And do it in the beginning. Don't do it mid-pregnancy, because that's horrible. Nobody wants to do it mid-pregnancy. But you really know, do you like your OBGYN? Do you not? You know that. And so I knew, I didn't love my OBGYN. And I thought, you know what? You're going to not be such a cool person when I get pregnant. So I knew that I needed to switch. And it was the best thing I ever did. The other thing that was, that went hand in hand was also finding a hospital that was going to suit our needs. I don't want the hepatitis B shot. Don't attack me. He will get a shot eventually, but he's not getting it minutes after birth. That is a disease that is transferred through bodily fluids and through blood. And if I'm negative and my husband's negative, which we know we are because you have to go through infectious disease screening when you start IVF, then he doesn't need it immediately. He will get it, but he doesn't need it immediately. And all of the people in our life that will be around the baby in the first few months of his life are hepatitis B negative also. So I'm not worried about it. We're not going to deal with that. And this is my first child, so I'm sure I'm going to be a little crazy, and we're not going to go anywhere in public. So I think we'll be all right. So basically, I just want to remind you guys that if you have the ability and the insurance, and you can find doctors within your network, to interview doctors. I think we all forget at this day and age that we choose our doctors, we choose our path, we choose our plan, and how we want things to do it. We're paying them, you guys. Yes, they're giving us a service, and yes, they're professionals and they know what they're doing. But remember, we're paying for this care. So make sure that you find somebody that you're comfortable with, that you can agree with, that you guys are happy with, and move on. Get that person on board and move on. And, they are there for their professional judgment and for their opinions and to make sure that you're healthy. But I still to this day question things that my doctors say, question in a good way, meaning please explain to me why, and then we can move on from there. Don't forget that this is, you have the ability to say no, this is not happening. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys and to keep that in the back of your mind. So if you're going into a new pregnancy and you're not happy with your doctor, go interview them. You can interview those people. Get a consultation and see if you like them. And find one that you like. Find one that you guys can agree on. And you can do that with pediatricians too. So anyhow, that's enough for another day. But yeah, that's what I had to say. Maybe we'll have another video, hopefully. I don't know. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If not, I don't know. I'm sorry. And if you want to see more about daily life and everything, hop over to Instagram and find Everyday Oilin. So thanks for watching.